Good morning. So today's video, we're insulating, boarding and plasterboarding the internal skin of the recording studio that we're building. As you can see us busying away, we're putting in an acoustic slab insulation that's 100mm thick, which according to form is better for acoustic deadening than a kingspan and the like. So as you can see, there's diagonal timbers in the framework. They're there just as temporary supports to stop things moving around, but they can come out as soon as the OSB boards are starting to be fixed to the walls. So the first sheet of OSB is going on now around the many sockets and the diagonal struts can start to come out as soon as the OSB braces the wall diagonally. So the first board goes on and the diagonal can come out. So the aim of today was just the insulation, so we did well, and we've got quite a few of the OSB sheets on. Probably cherry picked and did the easy ones because it was the end of a shift, but it's a head start on tomorrow's work. Working into the evening there. Good morning. Here we are on day 2 of insulate and board the recording studio. So if you have a look at where we're up to. Yesterday we did rather well. Insulating was the job of the day, and we managed to get on to putting some of the sterling board on. OSB board as its product name is. As you can see here, we're building a double skinned recording studio because the customer, a good friend of mine, is got his own band and he needs somewhere to practice late at night. Well, all times of the day actually, but he's not going to disturb his lovely neighbours. So we shall progress with installing these OSB boards, and then out there on the back of the tipper there's 20 sheets of heavy sound check plasterboards. And if you stick around to the end of the video, hopefully today, it's my thoughts, we may be able to put in the first parts of the curved vaulted ceiling, which involves bending a plasterboard against its will. So generally you wouldn't OSB the ceiling, but have decided to do so for extra layers for the sound deadening, and also it helps us with when we're putting up the curved plasterboards on the ceiling, we haven't got to worry about getting the corners or the edges of the board in line with joists, because we can fix straight through to the sterling board. Many screws were used in the process today, over 1,000. So that was the last of the boards that were going up on the ceiling, and now we're on to putting on the top half of the walls. So each sheet's got to be cut to length to marry up with the ends of the joists, and also across its width for the relevant height. But as we come to the end of this process, we've only allowed, I believe it was 18 sheets. So you'll see us making a little bit of a jigsaw puzzle on the last bit of wall. And the customer has asked if we could line the walls fully on the inside of the skin rather than the outside of the skin, so that he can put fixings in the wall anywhere he chooses rather than needing to find the joists or use plasterboard fixings. And also sound deadening panels. So now we're into a jigsaw, all the offcuts. But we've prioritised where he said he'll be hanging things with full sheets so that he hasn't got to worry about catching the end. And here he goes with his acoustic sealant that he's read that should be in every join of the building. So acoustic sealant on every join, which is great. It's lovely to actually work with the customer, and they can see the efforts that are put in and appreciate the amount of work, and we can tailor it to his exact needs. So we're getting ready here to put up the vaulted ceiling. So I'm creating a compass, a large compass, if that's the right terminology, where I'm arcing a mark on the sterling boards so that we've got a constant radius on the curve. And then you'll shortly see us bringing in one of the first sheets that we bought. And my idea is to put the first sheet up with a little strip. But as you will see, all doesn't go well. Getting the props in place here, and then go up to put the sheet up, and hey presto, snap. So the boards I used on the outer skin were one brand, and they were 36 kilos a sheet. And then I noticed on the second order we picked up a different brand that were only 30 kilos a sheet, and they are brittle and hard, whereas the sheet I'm putting up at the moment is one of two leftovers from the outer skin, which is the original brand that we bought, and they are 36 kilos a sheet and very soft and pliable in comparison to the lighter ones. The lighter ones seem to be very hard, brittle, and all they'd want to do is snap, more like a conventional plasterboard. But the acoustic 36 kilogram ones, they seem to have more fibres in them, and they'll flex a lot more. So the following morning I rushed out and bought another 4 boards just for the ceiling, and we used those to complete the ceiling.
Morning, Robert. Yeah. Did you go home last night?
Putting up a curved board on the ceiling is challenging enough, and then to accommodate the wiring for the spotlights just makes it a little bit more interesting. So there we have it. The vaulted ceiling is now finished. Well, it's boarded, it's not plastered yet, but as you can see, it's now a nicely curved ceiling suitable for a sound room or recording studio. And the acoustics have changed dramatically since the last board's gone in, so it does its thing. So now you'll see us using the second batch of boards, the hard brittle ones, to line the simple flat wall areas. And it's about now where the camera decides it wants to run out of power. So if you join us in the next video, you'll be able to see me plastering the ceiling and dry lining the joins on these walls. Till next time.